One thing that I love doing when I start a new website is actually use a website auto-generator, just like Framer AI that I'm going to show you, to get a sense for what the expectations of people in general would want to see in a website. Why am I doing this? Because usually as a designer, you might want to start thinking about the creative or visual aspects first, but it's good to ground things into something that will actually be useful for the visitors of our website. And so by just prompting the tool with, okay, I'm doing a website to sell something, it will help us guide with the overall theme, maybe the call to action, the CTA that we should take for the website. It's just going to give me the expectations. That way I can go further than the expectations and make a website that actually delights. So I'm currently in Framer and I have created an AI demo page. And so when I press Command K, you see AI generate page, and we can actually see like examples of prompts that we could use. A simple page to sell premium potatoes. Maybe this is the sort of brief that you get as a freelancer from your client, a very simple pitch like this. All right, I'm gonna start here. So, all right, premium potatoes at your doorstep. So you can see that Framer does a couple of things. First, it's creating the HTML and CSS so that we actually have a working website. It creates the different variants for desktop, phone, tablet. It creates the copywriting, but also finds pictures which are completely not related. So those pictures are placeholders, and it creates this layout that we can reuse. As you can see, the website was just generated, and I can actually try different color palettes and see which one I like most. I can also change the fonts and yeah, the text font. Okay, so what is this? Well, first, there's two things I want to highlight. First, it gives us a bit of content or expectations, okay? So that's first point. Second thing is, it also shows us that web designers right now, if this is like the most advanced tool that's out there, we have some slack, we have a couple of months, if not a year or two, before AI really takes our jobs. This is not good, right? This is a client pays for us because we can do better than this, right? But still, gives us an idea of where we are right now with the state of AI, okay? So that's the first thing that I wanted to share. The second technique I want to share is something that I love doing with clients when I have consulting clients. When I have clients, I actually go through this sort of back and forth to define what do they actually want, what's the intention of the website. And one of the steps of this back and forth to define the website is thinking about the visual, the aesthetic of the website. So one thing that I do now is I have this GPT that I share with, it's right here, this GPT that I created, which I share with clients, and they actually go back and forth with the GPT to define what they want for their website. And so let me show you how it works. Just a bit of a disclaimer, using a custom or creating a custom GPT is a paid feature of ChatGPT. It costs $20 a month for the Plus version. So it's going to ask me a couple of questions like, what's the name of the project? What is it for? So I am selling potatoes and I want it to feel premium and sell to rich French people. And then it's going to keep on asking me questions about the brand. And I'm going to show you how I've configured the GPT so that it is exactly what I want it to do with my clients, right? This is my own method that I use with my clients. And so in a way, as like a freelance web designer, I've productized myself a tiny bit because I've actually just did this back and forth with the client, created a GPT which they can reuse. And I think we're going to see that a lot more in the coming month, where freelancers sort of like clone themselves into these more clever questionnaires to onboard their clients. And so right now, yeah, I could continue and say, okay, I want like a probably personal, a friendly website brand with probably high energy. And just going to keep on asking these questions. Let me show you exactly the prompt behind this. So now, like it's been a couple of months now that we're able to create our own GPTs, which are where we pre-prompt, we give these instructions, and basically the ChatGPT that you know, we make it our own by giving it custom instructions, which can be super helpful, for example, when you work with clients. And so I'm basically giving it the steps for the GPT to follow so that it helps us define the aesthetic of the website. And at the end, I actually say, once all of it is finished, and I agree to finish as the user, you will generate a PDF that recaps the brand aesthetic. And actually, I could even add here and send it to Ben at supercreative.io or something along those lines, right? I can take it even further. So this is very powerful. And I've started doing this with branding clients. All right, let me move on to the next one. Technique number 3. We want, as web designers, usually one of the things we don't like thinking about is SEO, right? We've made this great website and now we have to make sure it ranks really well on search engines. And so I'm just going to show you how to prompt ChatGPT, whether you have the plus version or the normal version, so that the output is much better, right? And so this is what I call race prompting, like a race. When I prompt ChatGPT, let me go back to normal ChatGPT. This is what I do. I write RACE, and this is an acronym that I use again and again for me to not forget what it means. R means role, okay? A means action, C means context, and E means examples. All right, so role. It makes a big difference when you're in ChatGPT or when you're on an LLM, a large language model, just like ChatGPT, maybe you're using Claude or something else, to actually say, this is your role. This is what you're gonna help me out with. And so if we're talking to, if we want to do something great with SEO, we're gonna say, you are the world's expert in SEO. And I encourage you to actually give a lot of context. It's like the Mid-Journey example I gave you earlier. The longer the prompt and more defined it is, with a version like ChatGPT 4, which is really impressive, it will grasp what is key and what is less important. This is a page that ranks top of Google. Check the keywords to potentially reuse. And you can actually give it out the link so that it checks out as a good example of something that ranks well. This is an iterative process, iterations. This might not please us at first sight, but just like if you were actually working with someone that gave you a first draft. This is a first draft. Let's say now that this doesn't make sense or I wanted to go a bit further. What I can ask is create 3 variations of this with 3 different angles and perspectives. So I'm basically saying, okay, this was a good first draft, show me something else. And when you actually go to on this phase of like going precise, then outward, and then converging, the output always seems to be much better because it has generated all this content that it reuses as the beginning of the prompt. So it gets better and better and better. So having a multi-shot prompting strategy actually makes a big difference, especially when we're dealing with a lot of crucial content for our website or for SEO. The fourth technique, one thing that I love to do now is to go on websites like these ones that I'm going to show you to see what is potentially, like what you can potentially create with a generative AI like Midjourney or like DALL-E. So this is a website called midlibrary.io that lists out the artists and their styles that have been taken into account by Midjourney when it was training its algorithm. So why is this important? Just a few days ago, I was asking Midjourney to create a new type of image with an artist that it did not identify, and it was not able to do the aesthetic that I wanted. Here, it's a bit of a different approach. You're saying, oh, I love this aesthetic that I would love to, for example, reuse on my website. And so it's basically going to give you the name of the artist online that you can be inspired by to make a new a new image. So you're basically doing it the other way. Instead of thinking, oh, I want this style. No, you're starting from existing styles. You know, as web designers, a lot of us are actually we're freelancers, or we work with clients that or in an agency, but we need to scope our website, our work, so that we can give a good, either a price or time estimation for how much the website that we're about to build is going to take. This is a website that I want to show you called InstaPrice, where there's this part called the pricing copilot, and just like you would interact with a ChatGPT, you can ask it questions related to your project. And so I'm a bit biased here because I actually helped design and build InstaPrice, but I'm using it myself, right? For scoping the websites that I'm about to build. Even though I don't have clients, it gives me good questions to ponder with and say, okay, I'm probably gonna have to think about CMS integration and what else. It asks me all the right questions to scope out, basically. It's like the good project manager in a way. Up. And then as you can see, it sort of figures out what you should charge as a freelancer, whether you're making websites or web apps. And what's interesting here, okay, it gives us an estimated price, but also an estimated duration, which is interesting. So we can reuse this or not, but at least we have a data point, which is a good data point. So I love this. Afterwards, you can download the quote, send it to your client, or not. You can just, have this and put it on your own invoice, and that's already pretty good. The AI Copilot is now a great thing to use. If you want to try it out, it's free. Are you ready? This one is a shocker. It will shock you. So let's do something. Now, it's probably my favorite one. I've made this website a couple of days ago, and I want feedback. I want to make it better. So what I'll do is I'll take a screenshot of this, and using ChatGPT, I'm just going to upload the screenshot, and I'm going to do the screenshot for every part. Okay, a couple of screenshots. Whoop. Again, using the race prompting sort of methodology, I'm going to ask it to roast my landing page and make it much better. So let me do it again. RACE, roll. You are a professional web designer and copywriter. Action. You will roast my landing page. Screenshots attached. Context. We are building a school to get jobs AI ready. Examples, I think see screenshots. When we're asking it to roast us, it's giving like removing the filters, and that's really good. The footer. So actually, I like a lot of these. I've done this with this website before, and I actually improved a lot of the website like that. And I did the same, just as a fun fact, with my LinkedIn profile. You can just take screenshots of your LinkedIn profile, say that you're an expert in LinkedIn and personal branding, and roast my profile. And then it broke down everything that I should do to make my profile much better. And those are, I think, really good suggestions. So that was just a fun little thing to do to actually help you make better websites. In Surprise, I told you, I actually created the tool a couple of months ago, and I used AI at different points. First, Surprise is a name that I generated actually with ChatGPT. So that was really good. I also reviewed all the typos with ChatGPT. I just took everything, and I asked it to correct any mistakes that I may have. That's probably something you already do. The idea to use orange as the accent color was actually generated with an AI. The incredible thing that happened here was I said that I was working on a calculator for freelance prices, and I wanted the aesthetic to feel like it was a calculator. And it made the suggestion that I should use the orange just like the calculators from the 70s by Brown, by Dieter Rams. And so that was like an idea that the LLM helped me have, and I think really encapsulates now the feeling for Enterprise. So that was a great suggestion. And I also had a review by ChatGPT, just like I showed you. The field of web design, as you have seen, so whether it's breaking down all these tasks and going further with ChatGPT or something else, a Midjourney or any other tool, that's already impressive and already very empowering. But in many ways, our field as a whole is also going to change, as we talked about in the beginning with Framer AI. And like this next phase of web design is not going to be anything like before. Probably the web, which created web design, was the first phase, and this is the second phase. And you're probably on Twitter, LinkedIn, email, you're seeing this AI talk nonstop. But I don't think we're talking about AI just enough, because it's actually going to change our jobs a lot more than we are actually realizing. And so in this mindset of trying to get ready for AI, I've actually started working with Zineb right here on a program to actually get web designers to the next phase, to become super web designers with AI. So that's something I want to present to you right now. It's this idea that we're going to take probably 3 weeks, not probably, it's going to be 3 weeks, 21 days. Every week we're going to have a live session where we're going to see exactly how to implement, how to reinvent our workflows with AI. And every day you'll have a challenge to solve, to actually give something, be in the practical, not just the theoretical, and you'll get feedback at every stage of the way. So this is sort of the basis of this program we're about to launch. And we have we want to provide basically the best experience possible for someone who wants to be AI ready as a web designer. So you'll have downloadables to use, you'll have access to a support group, and at the end of the 21 days, you know how to make a website, but this will truly change the way you think about your job at its core. And the way we're doing this is with this method, which we call the side.school method, right? The side by side. So we use the word side all the time. And so the first brick of our method is important. We're not asking anyone to stop their jobs. We're asking them to continue their jobs and learn on the side, right? So maybe it's 5 minutes today, maybe it's 20 minutes in 2 days when I have more time. this flexibility is needed when you're a professional and you have clients and you have kids and you have a busy schedule. The second thing that we really think really hard about is the fact that we want to have peer-to-peer corrections. We want to feel like everyone's learning side by side, that you're going to have feedback along the way. And at the end, for those who are interested, we're actually going to celebrate together.